What's happening, everybody? Welcome to your daily horoscope for Wednesday, August 19th of 2020. Brian here with Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Thank you so much for joining me. It's your first time to the channel. Please do hit the subscribe, hit the like. Your support means everything to me, and I truly appreciate it. So please do that if you enjoy the horoscope. Well, today is definitely a mixed energy day. We have the moon in Virgo leaving Leo after that new moon, so quick ingress into Virgo, where it really is about the purity of our emotions and how we can figure out and be kind of analytical of what we truly desire to feel in life. And with Mercury also moving into the sign of Mercury, well, it just puts more of that into the puzzle of today. And Mercury will ingress into Virgo at about 6:30 Pacific time on the West Coast. So this is a big shift because Mercury's going from, the sun's home in Leo into dignification. And I'm going to pull up the charts now to go over with you guys a little bit more about that. But yeah, we start out the day, we got Mercury here and we got the moon. So, they're both going to transit over the fixed star Regulus at 0 degree Virgo. So it is about that lion's heart. And it is this mixed energy between Jupiter and Mars, to where it's like, how can we bring the big heart and bring the big passion and have the courage to just step into what truly does feel pure and truly does align with our destiny, with our goals, with what we want. Because the sun is making great aspects to the nodes, and the nodes work to serve the sun and the moon. And here we are with a sextile and a trine today, and it's definitely about figuring out exactly what serves you emotionally, physically, with relationships, where the beauty is, what feels right, what actually makes your heart sing, and Mercury is trying to help us figure that out here, coming into Virgo, getting on top of Regulus like that. It is a powerful day to figure things out. And, Mercury here is -5 in Leo. And I'll show you in a second what that means when it comes into Virgo, because Mercury actually starts to run things. So it's very interesting. The moon is making a semi-quadrant to Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn. So again, we're trying to figure out the physical things in life that really get the purity of our emotions figured out, but at the same time we can feel there's something holding us back from feeling really good. And it could be anything from whatever physical Capricornian things are coming at you, whether it's some kind of rule, some restriction, something of that nature where it's heavy, and it's a lot. The moon's going to hit all these today, and this is a really weird angle. This it's a 135 degree angle. It's really just awkward. It doesn't feel normal, it doesn't feel natural, and it's heavy energy over there. So I think the more that we can really let things come to us, because Mercury's ripping. Mercury, we're getting information so fast. And Venus too. Venus is finally going full speed at 1 degree in Cancer. So we have these planets that are really starting to move. So we're starting to see the beauty, just coming off that nice sextile yesterday to Uranus. And then Mercury ripping too. It's we have to figure out what actually makes sense and what does bring us a purity and what brings us service, how we can be of service to others, how we can be of service to ourselves, and how we can feel comfortable doing that without overanalyzing at the same time. It's that fine line between analyzing and figuring out what is totally aligned and what feels great today, but without overdoing it and stressing yourself out. Virgo can be stressed out. The moon doesn't necessarily love to be in Virgo. The moon wants to sit back and chill, and the moon in Virgo is well, we got to go clean something, or we got to go do this. We doesn't want to sit still. So it's this fine line of how can we feel the purity, but at the same time get information fast, but not stress ourselves out. So it's very much that's really the big aspects today. And I will go into this chart with you guys because I want to show you guys Mercury at 6:30, when Mercury moves into dignified home of Virgo, plus 11. Mercury's running the show here. Like Saturn in Capricorn, plus 7. The Sun in Leo, plus 8. Good score there for Venus being in Cancer. Not a home per se, but Venus does like that place because it is Jupiter is exalted there, and if the major benefic is exalted, then the minor benefic is going to be happy as well. And then we have Mars here at dignified in Aries, plus 7. So Mercury's stealing the show in Virgo, right on top of Regulus. This is at 648. So yeah, right around 640 on the West Coast. So this is when we really step into that. And we do get, the moon is making, starting to hit Saturn and Pluto now. Let's not forget, Mars is coming up closer to that square to Saturn as well. Today can feel sticky if you're not figuring out exactly what you want and what actually feels good and what brings a purity and a comfort to your life. But at the same time, you have to take in the information that makes sense in your reality and in your day-to-day life. Like, what are you doing on a day-to-day basis that is aligned with what you want, that is letting you live from the heart, letting you express from the heart, and truly be in the heart while we live out these final few days of Leo season, and we really do move into, this really trying to figure out how to be grounded in a crazy world kind of aspect with the sun moving into Virgo. So it's heavy right now. And I just want to say, yesterday I closed the video. I'm going to close this chart, actually, and talk to you guys. I closed the video yesterday. It was a little harsh almost, kind of like, get ready for what's coming, get ready for what's coming. But, like, it's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear out there, and I just really wanted to put that out there today. Like, there is nothing to fear except fear itself. But just understanding that this year doesn't just get easier. Like, we have to go through more things. Like, it's just part of our journey here. And, the way we handle it and the way we deal with our environment is going to make all the difference in the world about how we get through it as individuals. So don't fear anything. Just be prepared. Be ready to live from the heart and to just, like, we have to come together as a collective. And it's crazy. I see so much division everywhere, even Astro Twitter. Like, I see division, everybody going back and forth about what a Kazemi is, what house system should be used. Like, I don't know. Like, do we really have to argue about everything? Or maybe I'm just being silly. But that's kind of this Virgo vibe that's building up. Is like, everybody kind of wants to, like, show that their analytical piece is better than someone else's. So that's another vibe that we're kind of coming into, and it gets nitpicky. Virgo's very nitpicky, perfectionist. So this could be definitely a day of, like, with, the moon making a really hard aspect to Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter. It could feel like people are nitpicking, and there's going to be little battles that are fought today, I think. But we'll see how it goes. Card for the day is the Five of Wands. Interesting. Yeah, the Five of Wands. Well, it's like, this card's so interesting. I love this Botticelli deck. It's like we have so much in front of us, and it's like we have to figure out what pieces we want to pick up that aren't going to stress us out. How can we take action in what is, going to let us figure out where we want to go, but also not be too much. So I get more on that card. Kind of hard with the lights. It's just definitely not your, like, typical Five of Wands card. But, we don't want to get down and, like, stressed out because there's a little bit of mess on the table. I think, there's something about life that just is a little messy. And the more we can, figure out the mess in, like, a positive, constructive way, instead of just, like, letting it bog us down and take us out of the flow of the day. I think the better off we'll be, and the more we try and nitpick everything, we have to realize that like life isn't perfect, and like that's where Virgo has a hard time. Is like Virgo wants everything to be in order, perfect. This has a place. This has a place. And Mercury is running the show here, as I showed you in the essential dignities, plus 11. So I think it's just going to be one of those days where you're just going to feel like nothing is fitting perfectly, but it's what you decide to make it, and it's where you decide to put what's right in your life out on the table. And if a little bit of milk spills, well, we'll clean it up and move on, right? Kind of the vibe for the day. I love you guys very much. I will see you tomorrow. I hope you have a great Mercury day, a great Wednesday, hump day, and I'll see you next time. Take care.